Well, hello, FME friends. Welcome to this update on the 12 Days of FME contest. Wow, yeah, we got a lot of things to talk about today. First things first, apologies for not being around yesterday. If you were asking questions and I sort of disappeared off the radar, I was, how can I put this? I was getting some very up close and personal demonstrations of the latest in medical imaging equipment. So I didn't see all of it because of the drugs I was getting through my IV, and but I did get to see parts of my insides I never thought I'd see. So it was good. I'm fine. Things are good. But yeah, I was away for the day, so apologies if I was ignoring you yesterday. That's why. Yeah, there's other stuff we got to cover as well. So one of the key questions that's come up so far is these flights, do they occur on a daily basis? And I guess the answer is yes. Well, the answer is yes, really. The idea, like you can see, I don't have dates on here, and so I guess I really messed up by not being explicit about this. But on day two, for example, the idea was that you would fly from Sao Paulo to Santiago, and then Santiago to Auckland, and that would be that. And then the other flight would be Sao Paulo to Madrid, and then Madrid to Brussels. Well, obviously, the Sao Paulo to Madrid doesn't get in there till the day after, but then you've still got this Madrid to Brussels flight, and the intention was that you would be there in time to pick up that day's flight. That's why I didn't put the actual date in here, just the time. So I guess, yeah, I sort of messed that up. And it's even more confusing, I admit, because we've got the number of available seats. Well, you could say, was that the number of seats yesterday or the number of seats tomorrow or whatever? Just, yeah, I apologize for that. Just assume the flights go every day and that the number of available seats is the same every day. And I know that doesn't always make a lot of sense, but so yes. So basically you would fly Sao Paulo to Madrid, and then Madrid to Brussels. That was the solution to yesterday, or to day two. Now, somebody did notice, well, actually a few of you noticed, that you could fly Sao Paulo to Santiago, and you'd be too late to get the flight to Phoenix, but you could wait overnight and get it the next day and fly up to Phoenix and be the earlier flight. So that I didn't even notice. I just put, like, some of these flights I just put in there just to pad the list out. Santiago to Phoenix, I'm like, oh yeah, you don't get there in time to catch that flight. Didn't occur to me that, well, you might be there till the next day and then catch the flight. So no one picked up on that. So well done. And if you did say that in your answer, I will update the scores to make sure you get the points for that, because that's only right that you earn the points for that, because I didn't notice. Okay, well, let's look at day three, and I think I have to apologize for this as well, because I think I made a bit of a mess with the data, because I started to do this video the other day on Sunday, and I suddenly realized, oh, my solution doesn't seem to work, so what's going on? So I think I messed up. Again, apologies for that one. I'll just talk through it, and we'll see where we are and see if we can figure it out. But the people who had submitted solutions by then, I did email them, and I haven't checked my email yet because I just got back in. But anyway, so the idea was it was the same sort of thing as before, except we've now got a data set of flight changes that you have to apply. So really, it's just a case of appending those onto the flight information and applying them. So that's what I've got here. I'm reading the list. I said that the alert time wasn't really important, but I guess it is. On one hand, it's not important because all of the alerts are in time order anyway, so they're already sorted. But the way I just picked the last one was to use the duplicate filter, because you'll have noticed that each flight could have several alerts, changes to it, but only the last one counts. So if it was 15 minutes delayed and then it says 15 minutes early, it actually is 15 minutes early from the original time. it sort of supersedes the previous alert. And hopefully I give you enough information to pick up on that and to notice that's what's going on. So yeah, so really all I'm doing now with that duplicate filter is picking the last image out, because that is the one that's most important to us, the last alert. So then we do a little bit of sorry, I'm just going to move up there. So yeah, so I do a check for cancelled flights just to get rid of them, and then we apply the status changes, and then it's pretty much as it was before, just a bit of tidying up to get me down to this point. So what have we got in here? So I've sorted the output data here by time, and hopefully there's not so many, because I don't think any of these flights are overnight, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem this time. But anyway, let's see, which time do these flights arrive? So we want to be at 9 o'clock, but not before. Brussels to Helsinki, well, that would have been a good flight, but it leaves before they get to the airport, I believe. It leaves at 6:15 in the morning, and I think they didn't get there till 7. So that flight, even though it arrived early for the Lizard, it left before you got to the airport. 8:58 arriving in Los Angeles. Oh, that would be great for the Lizard, except the Lizard was in Brussels, not Auckland. So that flight doesn't apply. He can't take that one, he or she. And then the Brussels to Birmingham flight should have got in at 9:02, but it had a 5-minute headwind, I think, or something like that. So the delay was cancelled. I can't remember exactly, but it got in. It got in 3 minutes under the marker. So that's the one that the Lizard caught. Brussels to Warsaw, Brussels to Amsterdam, Munster, and so on. And so yeah, what I was trying to do was delay some of them, make some early, so that it didn't give you quite the same order as you would expect. So yeah, so Birmingham was the answer there. So we flew from Brussels to Birmingham. And the nice thing about that is that we took off at 9:05 in the morning and arrived at 8:57 because of the hour time difference. So we arrived before we even took off. That's spooky, but how it is. So that was the Lizard. The Zipster, well, I think the Zipster have fewer options anyway. So, and this is the one I think I messed up. The solution should have been Auckland to Sydney, Sydney to Dubai, and Auckland to Sydney arrives 9:35. Yeah, see, it should have arrived 8:35, I think, and it should have been Sydney to Dubai, basically. I think this is still using old data that I hadn't updated. I totally messed up with that, so I don't know really what to do. All I can say is that the answer I intended was Dubai, and so we're going to have to go with that one because the rest of the quiz is dependent on that being the correct answer. So if I mess that up, I can really apologize for that. As you can see, it's quite difficult more difficult than you'd think to calculate some of these time changes and stuff. So yeah, apologies if I messed up something on that. But yeah. So Dubai was the other solution. Auckland to Sydney, Sydney to Dubai, and that's where the Zipster ended up. Yeah, and you'll find that out if you started Puzzle 4 anyway, because you'll have seen that you started out in Dubai. So my apologies if I messed that up, if the data was a bit wonky there. But it's not like I can sort of compensate anyone who got the wrong answer, I don't think, because I don't... Yeah. Anyway, apologies, profuse apologies for that. So those were the two answers. They were Birmingham and Dubai. And so we also have the quiz for this round, which was questions about Auckland and Brussels. So let's run through those quickly. Mount Eden is the highest point in Auckland. Great place to take in the views. What is it? It is an extinct volcano, technically a volcanic cinder cone. It's not a non-attack lithified dune or a bar on top of a tall building. Let me see. This one, the Maori people, indigenous. The haka is the dance. I think the motiati is chanted poetry. If I got it, yeah, I got the right answer in the quiz. I'm trying to remember it offhand now. So if I get something wrong here, don't worry. The quiz answer was correct. But yeah, I think it's chanted poetry was the answer there. The following are all famously from Auckland, and they're musicians or bands. Split Enz, Supergroup, and Lord. Musicians. And Auckland's nickname is the City of Sails because of all of the sailing and ships. So that's the questions on Auckland. The questions on Brussels. The Ommegang of Brussels is the grand medieval procession through the streets. Brussels is home to which organization? It is NATO. Constructed at the World's Fair, it is the Atomium. Pretty incredible. I've been to Brussels, but I never saw that. I don't know why I didn't go see that. And the famous cartographer just near to Brussels was not Jean-Pierre Polyconic, although I like that. It would be Gerardus Mercator. So if you said those, you would have got 8 out of 8 right. So again, that is the answers to day 3. Apologies again for being a bit late. Apologies for if I messed up in the data, and I'll try and fix what I can in that. I'm hoping I've checked things. I don't think there's any more mess ups between now and the rest of the contest, but I will be checking again just to make sure. But so there we go. I hope you're enjoying this anyway. I really thought, well, this shouldn't be a big deal. I mean, it's just a small workspace, and then you just add a couple of transformers every day. But I guess maybe I didn't make some of the instructions clear enough, and time differences are more difficult than you actually think. So that's what's going on there. So yeah. Okay, well, thanks again for tuning in and for playing along and everything. And I'll see you probably tomorrow for the day 4 solution. So I'll film that now and I'll post it tomorrow. Okay, thanks, folks. Bye.